Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Got the big sycamore tree in the background there. Apparently it's 180 years old. That's just incredible.
And there's an owl.
Yeah, we took a picture of it. I don't
Actually,
know if it'll
two of
show up. Yeah,
them.
they're living in the actual inside of a branch
That's so
in a
neat.
hole.
So,
Just real quick, apparently that tree started because a boy was in love with a girl who lived in this house and brought a sprig from a tree and planted it in their yard. And 180 years later, you got
here it
this.
is.
So that was the story. I have no doubt it's true. Today we have a pretty exciting day. We're going to be probably fording a river, which is going to be interesting. I did bring my Crocs this time, so I am not going to, well, I might fall in, but at least I won't get my feet wet.
Oh, yeah, your shoes, your hiking shoes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my Crocs on for that because it's gonna be maybe knee high. So we're gonna hike about almost 16 miles today.
Quite a bit of elevation.
Quite a bit of
About
elevation.
4,000 plus feet.
I think it's 5,000 actually.
Yeah, so a lot of
So, and most of
elevation.
it's at the end of the day. So it's going to be a challenging day, but you know, we had a restful day yesterday.
Yep.
And
Refreshed and ready to go.
we're refreshed, ready to go. And we really did enjoy our stay at Quarterway Inn. Tina was great, and highly recommend staying here. Best Wi-Fi we've had on trail so far.
Yeah.
By a lot.
Yeah.
So we are headed back to trail, and we'll see you all later.
Have a good day.
We finished our road walk from the Quarterway Inn, and we're about to enter some pasture area, and this is where you enter. Spring's coming. See some more flowers.
Yep.
So as we mentioned before, we're going to be hiking 16 miles today, and our destination is Burke's Garden Hostel. When you're walking uphill, don't forget to look behind you, or you'll miss a lot of good views. At the top of this pasture hill, there's a sign that's trying to make sure people go the right way, because it's very easy to get turned around up in this spot, because the old AT used to go that way. So you actually walk up the pasture hill and then do a switchback. You can see Rae up there by this spot where the white blaze is. Really neat views up here. Sometimes the trail you have to climb over the barbed wire fences. I guess the theory is cows can't do that. Have to walk along this creek here for a while. Got some bog boards here in case there's flooding. Walking through some pasture area with some old farm buildings. Kind of cool. I've heard there's also an old mill as well, which I like old mills. So there's the old mill. Looks like it's in desperate disrepair. But still kind of cool to see. All right, no camping in the next 10 miles because of private property easements. All right, we are crossing Virginia 42. And if you're going to the Bear Garden Hostel, it's down that way. But we're not because we stayed at Quarterway Inn. And then down this way goes south. And it looks like some people left some trail magic and they're leaving water for people.
Yeah. That's really awesome.
I think we'll grab one of those. So we are 4 miles into our day, and in looking at the elevation charts a little bit better, we had 3 ups and downs that are 1,200 feet up, 1,200 feet down, approximately. So basically we are up and down and up and down and up and down for about 10 miles. And we just completed the second one. So, and then at the end of the day, around mile marker 10, it's a 4 mile up, but it goes up 2,000 feet. So, so usually we don't have bigger climbs at the end of our day, because you're usually finishing up inside of gaps. But in this situation, we're actually going to be at the top of what they call Burke's Garden. So we actually have to climb up to that. So kind of looking forward to that because it's probably going to be our best views of the day. So we're just going to keep doing our ups and downs until we get there. So see you down the trail. We're approaching the Knot Mall Branch Shelter. And it is literally right on trail. I mean, we just came off the trail and we just came right to it. 2 steps off trail, and then it goes off that way. I don't see too many tent sites though. There might be 1 or 2 if you don't mind being on a slight slant. But the shelter itself isn't too bad. It's showing a gastro illness alert here, but it's dated 2024. So it's hard to know how accurate that would be. Anyway, not a bad shelter.
Why are you carrying a branch?
Oh, because we're silk blazing right now. There are cobwebs all up and down and through these rhododendrons. So this is my system to catch all the cobwebs, and by having different branches and twigs, it'll like wrap around the branches and stuff instead of on my trekking poles or on me.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
a
can
good
keep it
system.
out further so I don't go through spider webs because I'm tired of going. I even caught a spider doing this. See it? Or is that multiple spiders?
Nope, I can't get it.
You go there. It's him.
Yeah.
All right, we're about mile marker 6, and we've had this really pleasant walk down by a creek area. It's actually nice and cool down here. Only problem is I'm still silk blazing because these spiders are just running tons and tons of webs through these lower elevation areas across the rhododendrons and the trees and stuff. So that's why the sticks are in front. But the sticks are working pretty good. Rae's behind me and says she hasn't gotten any cobwebs on her face yet. And so I guess we'll keep doing this till we get out of this thick, overgrown area. Ooh, nice bridge. All right, this is the Lynn Camp Creek area. There's some really good camping here, as well as the creek running through if you want its water source. All right, so we're about to do our third 1,200-foot climb now, and Rae's already got going. Hopefully our silk blazing is over, and she'll be okay up there. All right, we're coming down on this hill or mountain that we've been working on for about 3/4 of a mile. And we're getting ready to come upon a river area that the bridge went out. And so the only way across is to just take your shoes and socks off and hike across it. Except we did bring our Crocs, so when we get to it, we're gonna change our shoes and then go across and then put our shoes and socks back on. So it's gonna be fun when we get there. All right, after bushwhacking through trees and finding a route through here, we finally got to the river. You can see it's not very deep at all. So just gonna trek across it. So the trailhead basically is blocked with a bunch of blowdowns leading up to this lick creek. So when you approach it, look for the pink ribbons tied to trees and it will guide your way into this space. Otherwise, if you follow white blazes, it's going to take you into a spot where you'll feel lost. All right, we're fording the Lick Creek now in our Crocs. Look, I even have mine on. I learned my lesson from the other episode. Ooh, that's cold. Yeah, it did feel good. We've come to what's called Route 625. It is a rough, ragged dirt road that most locals don't want to take. Really cool concrete post. You don't see that every day. With parking for a couple of people. And this is where we're about to begin a 4-mile ascent of about 2,000 feet. So usually that's not too bad, but it's at the end of our second half of our day. So we'll see how well we do. And Rae's already gotten an early start on me, so I gotta go catch Rae. All right, off we go. I thought we were past all the damage from Hurricane Helene, but obviously not. It's crazy. Gone on for hundreds of miles now on hiking trail. I'm not sure how far that is as far as the crow flies, but it's been a long ways. All right, just a random place on a tree next to a creek after we made a little bit of a climb. Somebody made a little fairyland here. Sometimes when it's dry outside, you gotta improvise and use a leaf funnel. This creek is pretty dry. But we're getting something. We'll get at least 2 liters. All right, we are 1.5 miles into our 4-mile climb up to the top of this area that will give us an overlook of Burke's garden. And it's proving to be a little bit of a challenge, more than we thought it would be. But we're gonna keep trudging along. First butterfly of the season. Got a panoramic view here. We're not even to the top yet. All right, we have about 0.8 left of a mile to get to the shelter at the top of this climb. And then we'll have a 2-mile descent. That hardly seems fair. We're going up 4.5 miles and only down 2. But we'll get there. It's just gonna take a little time. It's a nice day though, for sure. Just about when you're enjoying the nice prairie walk, you get this rocky, gravelly bed of scattered rock garden. You can see the rock field over here. We still got a little over a half a mile left to get to the shelter that denotes the top of this climb that we've been working on for about 2.5 hours. All right, Raylene, we just climbed 4.5 miles.
That's just mean. I am so tired.
I know, I am too.
It took everything out of me.
That's more than 14 miles, and when you do that at the end of a day, it's just a bit brutal. But looky here, Thomas Nubb Shelter, we found it. This shelter is kind of cool because it's actually completely enclosed. It's an all stone shelter, and it actually is enclosed all 4 walls. The other thing that it offers is this nice little picnic table here, but look at this view overlooking Burke's garden. Oh my, look at that view. Some people joke and say a crater or a meteorite hit this area because it's down in this bowl, completely surrounded by mountains. Let me zoom you in. Yeah, this is the Burke's garden area. Best view of the day. Wow. Okay, just leaving the shelter, and what a view that was. Wow, I can see why that's a destination for sure. We got about 2 miles left in our day. It's either straight or down, which we deserve it. So we'll be done here in about 2 miles, maybe about an hour, and we'll be calling it a day, and we'll be glad because we are tired. Love these ridge lines. Got a straight drop off down here and a straight drop off over here. With an overview of Burke's garden as we go. Sweet. All right, we're walking down this rough, gravelly dirt road to Burke's Garden Hostel. And it's a little bit of a road walk down here, but we are done with our hike. That was more of an adventure than we would like, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
But we reached the end of the day, and we are going to go to the hostel and get something to eat and shower and kick back for a little bit because we are definitely feeling it. It's kind of weird how you would think that after a 0 we would feel better than we are.
Right.
Oh man, look at this road. It's really bad.
Yeah.
But you know, you never know day to day how you're going to feel. And you know, your muscles and everything, you know, they start, you know, getting different. You get aches and pains you didn't have before. And we're on our 5th week in this after a month of hiking.
Right.
And we're definitely getting some things going on with our bodies that we hadn't experienced before, probably just from general wear and tear of going up and down and things like that. But all in all, you know, it was a 16-mile day, so it wasn't nothing. But we have felt better at times.
At the end of a 16-mile day, even, yeah.
So yeah, we're going to enjoy being at this hostel tonight. And so we're going to go ahead and close out tonight, and we will see you all in the morning, and we'll give you an update on what we're doing in the morning. Good night.
Have a good night.